Hi, I'm creating this video to give you a really good idea about what exactly is the phase 2 bundle. This is a bundle which primarily takes care of perfecting your application process. So the phase 1 bundle was about research profile, building, and phase 2 is about perfecting your application. So everything that you have to do as part of your university application process or even research internship application process, that's what we'll be covering in phase 2 bundle. This bundle has 5 different courses. First one is the university shortlisting. For students who are applying for research internships, we'll be, rather than looking at universities, we'll be looking at programs like DAD, MyTax, and there are many other, several dozens of programs into which you can apply. Some of them are very well known, some of them are actually not well known, but they are very good. So that is one of the courses. Another course is resume crafting. This is almost always universally needed, irrespective of what you are applying for. The third one is SOP drafting. Fourth is LOR drafting. So in this, we'll be drafting 3 LORs, which is most likely what you will need for most of the universities that you are applying for. And the last one is building a personal portfolio website. So I will walk you through these individual courses one by one. So let's probably start with SOP drafting. It's one of the most important documents that you need to craft as part of your application process. Some universities call it as SOP, some programs call it as research statement. Sometimes it's also called as motivational statements, but depending on the program, depending on the country and the program, but SOP is the most common term that is used, statement of purpose. So the way in which we have structured this SOP crafting course is in a very particular manner. Firstly, we wanted to teach you what exactly is a good SOP, what is the structure that you can imagine. Like, SOP is not a random essay, right? Some universities will ask you for 500-word SOP. Some will ask for 1,000 or 1,200 words. Some universities will say the SOP should not be more than 2 pages. So there are different guidelines set by different universities. But irrespective of what the university says, you have to follow a certain structure for you to have a successful SOP. So the way we will be teaching you that is in the form of this course. So in this course, first you will go through all the different elements, introduction to what exactly is a statement of purpose, the 4 key elements, the hook, the pitch, the thread, and casting the net. These 4 elements of an ideal SOP. Then we'll be analyzing the SOPs which were incredibly successful, created by myself, Dr. Sridhar Panat, Dr. Raj Dandekar, and Dr. Rajat Dandekar. So we will analyze these SOPs which got us multiple admits. When we applied cumulatively, we received more than 20-25 admits between the 3 of us. And we will be telling you how you can start writing your SOP, which includes the 4 key elements which is discussed in the earlier part of the course. And at the end of the course part, which is, so until here, there is no interaction coming, meaning you will be purely going through the course, consuming the material, and you will be understanding what exactly is a good SOP and what are the do's and don'ts in an SOP writing process. At the end of it, we will give you access to these successful SOPs that we have. We may also add a few more very good SOPs here for you to be able to download. But basically, you will get access to very good gold standard SOPs here. And at this point, the course part of it finishes. And what next starts is the actual work of writing a SOP. So the way in which we have structured this is in the form of something called assignments. So through these assignments is how you will be getting feedback on the SOP that you will write. So the first draft of the SOP that you will be writing, you will either write it in overleaf format or you will be writing it in Google document or Microsoft Word format, does not matter. And you'll be submitting your first draft, ideally of 1,200 words. The exact word count we can decide based on the program that you're applying to, but basically the first draft will be something where we are expecting significant modifications to be made. And this is also based on the last year's data that we had. Last year, we worked with so many students on various parts of the application process, and SOP was probably one of the most popular things that students really wanted help on. And we could clearly see, there are often used words like, which are very, when you read these SOPs, multiple of these SOPs, you will see delve is a word that is very commonly used. And I can already imagine how much the admission committee will be fed up in the admissions process by seeing the word delve, tapestry. Nobody uses those words usually, but students, when they write the first version of their SOP, they almost always use these words. Then there is there are some quite often used words. Let me just think about it. And then if not words, there are many other usages: strengthening my knowledge, this. So when you read hundreds of SOPs, you will see that somehow the students, whenever they write their first version, end up writing almost the same things, and that makes the SOP really, really weak, unfortunately. So there will be significant modifications done after your first draft, unless you are already writing an extremely good first draft, which is highly unlikely. So the second draft, by the time you write the second draft, you would have implemented the feedback that we provided you based on the first draft. So let me open this assignment just to show you. Actually, I can also show you some parts of the course. So let's say it's about analyzing the SOP. So this is basically a video content. You can consume the content and make sure that when you are, let me just stop talking for a moment so that you can see this paragraph. So let's start. So in this particular section of the course, I am analyzing my own SOP, which got me admitted into MIT. So you go through this course, instead of going through it as if you are, consuming some entertainment content, you sit in a very peaceful location. You keep your notes or whatever ready. You write down the points that you think are relevant and you think something that's struck your chord when you watch this video. You keep them, written down somewhere, so that as if you are actually taking a course, because this is an actual course, right? So, but at the end of the day, that is not what really the work is. The actual work is the writing the first draft of the SOP. So here, when you submit, you'll be submitting the first draft of the SOP in the form of this assignment. So you click Start Assignment, Submit, and let me just let it load. And here you can submit it in few different forms. You can either submit a Google document link. Of course, you have to make sure that it is accessible to us. So please make sure that anyone with the link can edit, so that we can also edit and add comments directly. Or you can paste your SOP's text here itself, which is fine, but I personally prefer getting a Google document link. You can also provide us an overleaf editable link. Some students write SOP in overleaf, which is very beautiful, by the way. There are some very beautiful overleaf SOP templates, which we'll be sharing with you through during the course. And you can also write it in Microsoft Word and you submit it here, or you can upload the file. If not the link, you can upload the file directly here and click Submit Assignment. Once you submit assignment, we will get to see on our admin portal that you have submitted the assignment. And here the assignment is basically your first version of the SOP. We'll be analyzing it and we'll be providing you detailed feedback in the form of a video, in the form of text, etc. And also in the form of direct edits on top of your SOP. And then based on that feedback, you will be, let me move this to the side, you will be creating the second draft of the SOP. Second draft of the SOP is also something that you have to submit as an assignment. So you click here, you click Start Assignment, Submit, and you submit the assignment, right? So that will make sure that 2 revisions are done at the end of this assignment. And then finally, you submit the final draft, for which we can give the final comments and feedback. So why exactly have we decided first draft, second draft, and final draft? It's because last year we had worked with almost 200 students on SOP writing, and there was not a single student who needed more than 3 revisions. So 3 is the number of revisions we will be doing this year also. And by the time we conduct the final revision, your SOP will be in the pitch perfect shape. And it has helped so many students. I don't even have a good number in my head, like the total number of students who got amazing admits. There were 3 or 4 students who got into Johns Hopkins. There were few students who got into CMU, UIUC. In 2023, a student got into MIT. And there were many admits into ASU, USC, University of Michigan. So many admits. So probably one of the most important things that really changed their life is how well crafted their SOP was, right? So that's what the SOP writing course is about. And another course in the phase 2 bundle is the course on resume crafting. So the structure of the resume crafting course is very similar to that of the SOP drafting course, where we will be teaching you how to craft the resume, what are the do's and don'ts in a resume, the basics, the 101 basics of resume, certain thumb rules that we have followed to craft killer resumes, some tools which you can use, tools and templates that you can follow while making the resume. So we'll be directly sharing you our own templates so you can access the MS Word and Overleaf templates that we used while crafting our resume. You can directly use that, copy paste that, and you can use that. Many students have successfully used these templates in the last 2 years. And at the end of the course, so until this point, similar to the SOP writing course, what you will be doing will be, you will be going through the course material. Let me just open one of them, for example, this. So let the content load. So this, you'll be going through this in the form of videos. Resume making, we strong, right? So this, you properly note down the points that you noticed as do's and don'ts in resume and really, put it into your mind. And at the end of the course, you will start your resume writing process. So first you will be submitting the first draft of your resume, and this submission will be done in the form of assignments. So in the assignment, you can submit Overleaf or MS Word template. You have to provide the editable link, or you can also directly upload the document. So you click Start Assignment Submit, and once the assignment dialog box opens, you can upload. We don't encourage you to write directly in this text box. Rather, you make the resume on MS Word or Google Doc or Overleaf, and you can either upload the document here. If you upload a PDF, we can only provide you feedback, but otherwise we can make direct edits on top of it. So you upload it, or you provide an editable link in this text box, and then click Submit the assignment. Once you submit the assignment, we will get access to what you have submitted, and based on that, we will be giving you feedback. We'll be giving you direct edits on the resume, and also we'll be giving you detailed video and text feedback on your resume. And we'll be going through 3 rounds of revision in the resume process. So first draft, and then based on the comments and feedback we provide you on the first draft, you'll be crafting the second draft of your resume. And based on so this is also another assignment which you have to submit by incorporating the feedback which we provided in the first draft. And then finally, the final draft will be the draft which you will submit for us to provide you the finalized feedback. So we'll be looking at mainly the structure, wording, and any grammar or spelling issues that may not be the ideal choice. Like sometimes choice of words are very important in a resume, and I have many times seen in resume as well as in SOP students sometimes using ChatGPT, and with my level of experience, I can already tell if something was written using ChatGPT or not. So I can only imagine admissions committee who has been doing this as their only job for the last 10, 20 years, who have probably seen tens of thousands of these resumes and SOPs. The choice of words, they can easily, if you don't put effort into having the best choice of words, they can easily catch that. If you are lazy, if you use ChatGPT, or if you copy paste the same words which are often used in resumes and SOPs in other people's documents, they can easily catch that. So a lot of effort has to be taken in that. But at the end of the day, at the end of this course, if you go through the course and if you submit all these assignments in a timely manner, rest assured that your resume will look in a top-notch shape. So that is about the resume crafting course. The third course in the phase 2 bundle is the letter of recommendation drafting. So in this, by default, we'll be working on 3 letters of recommendation, and depends on the particular recommenders that you have. Sometimes they will not let you write LORs. Sometimes, of course, they will let you write LORs. LOR meaning the initial draft which you give to your recommender, whether it's your manager or whether it's your professor, whoever it is. So we will be going through the LOR drafting process in a very similar way to that of SOP or resume drafting. We'll be telling you what to do, what not to do. At the end of each lessons, there will be assignment. At the end of all lessons, there will be 3 assignments to submit your first draft, second draft, and third draft. And this will be the same for all the 3 LOR drafts. So the important thing to notice is in LOR drafting, you can't have similar looking LOR for all the 3 professors. Of course, that will be very easy for the admissions committee to figure out. So you have to have drafts which are in terms of language, wording, everything different for all 3. So we'll be ensuring that. And at the end of the day, you will have an LOR which will be much better than whatever LOR your recommender can write. Usually what we have seen is it's very difficult for professors to come up with very good LOR drafts, mainly because 1, they are busy, and 2, they are not as experienced as you think they are in LOR writing process. So it's better you take control of that, and you give them a very, very well polished draft for them, which they may or may not modify. 99% cases they won't modify, they will directly submit it if it's very well written. So your job is to ensure that whatever draft you are giving them is an almost final draft, without making them feel like they are useless or something like that. You should not make them feel like that, but rather you appreciate their them recommending you, and you tell them, hi professor, I would really like to help you. Or if it's to your manager, you tell them how you really appreciate them recommending you, and you would like to help them by giving them a initial draft which they can use to modify. And although you are telling them this is an initial draft, what you will be actually doing will be you'll be giving them a finalized draft. So that's about the LOR drafting. The other course that is part of the phase 2 bundle is the university shortlisting. University shortlisting is a very, very time consuming process. We follow certain rules in university shortlisting process, which is there are 3 factors which we will take into consideration to shortlist universities. So the very first thing, not these 3 facts, but the very first thing you have to notice is most students apply for anywhere between 10 to 15 universities on an average. There are students who have even applied to 19 universities. I know such students. But at the end of the day, you should have an easy, medium, dream set of universities. So what we will be doing will be considering 3 aspects from your profile. First is your strengths and weaknesses, which is your profile strength. Second is the ranking of that particular program, not the university ranking, the program ranking, because you are not applying to a university, you are applying to a program within the university. And third is whether there is a history of people of your similar background getting into those universities. So for example, if you are an Indian student, we will be considering more than the rank of the university. We will be considering whether there is a history of Indians generally going into those universities. So to give you an example, Johns Hopkins University or Duke or Yale, these are amazing universities, but the ranking of these universities may not be as high as, let's say, some of the other universities in mechanical engineering department. I'm just giving an example. But still, you may think you may have a chance to these universities because their ranking is below certain other universities, but it does not work like that, because these 3 universities are universities where there is a very weak history of people like students from Indian background, for example, getting into, right? So if you are an Indian student, probably you probably may have more luck considering some other universities. So these are some factors that we will be considering in the university shortlisting process. So just to wrap up, at the end of the day, the university shortlisting process will provide you a list of very good 10 to 15 universities according to your profile, which can be categorized into 3 groups, easy, medium, and dream, to which you can apply. The 5th and final part of the phase 2 perfecting the application bundle is the portfolio website building. This is another very, very important course, and probably an aspect that most students neglect in their application process. So imagine that you are a student who's applying in November of any year, right? 2024 or any year in November you apply. Your admission results might come in March or April, something like that. And admissions committee is still considering all the candidates' profiles until that point. So what can you do in the meanwhile? In those 4 months, what do you do after you submit your application? After you submit your application, what you really have to do is, so in those 4 months, what you can really do is you submit your application, you link your portfolio website in the resume or in the other parts of the application, and then you keep adding stuff to your portfolio website, meaning if you worked on some papers which are in the review stage or which got published, even if that's even better, you keep adding that in your portfolio website. And so portfolio website will be a live ever changing and ever becoming better kind of part of your application. All other parts of the application will be stagnant, meaning once you submit, you can't change them. And even if portfolio website is not changing, having a killer portfolio website will tremendously boost your overall profile and can give you significant competitive advantage. So in this course, we will be providing you all the details about how to build a portfolio website using different tools. The one particular tool we'll be focusing more in this course will be Google Sites. So we'll be providing you all details about that in the form of this course. So similar to other courses, here you will be first consuming the video content, right? And in this chapter, so these are content for you to consume as a course. So you note down the points which you recognize from this course, which will be useful while you build your portfolio website. And then at the end of the course, we'll be giving you the template, the website template that we used while we submitted the application or even later. And then you can build your portfolio website based on that template and based on the instructions and the website making style that we taught you during the course. And then you submit it for our review. So we will be giving you 2 rounds of review. In the first round, you submit the URL of the website for our detailed review. We'll be giving our review in the format of videos and also in the format of textual comments. And if you give us an editable version, we can also make direct edits. And after that, we'll be giving you you'll be making these changes and you'll be submitting the final version of the website for our review. And then we'll be giving the final round of feedback. So this is how the structure of the portfolio website building course is. This is probably one of the most important yet most neglected parts of the application. So if you are working with us, you will be, we'll make sure that you have a very, very strong and good looking portfolio website before you submit your applications. So in short, that is the phase 2 application bundle. By the end of, when you take this bundle, if you are enrolled in this bundle, before your applications, these 5 aspects will be taken to absolute perfection level. You will have a really, really good crafted set of universities. You will have a well crafted, crisp resume. You will have the best possible version of your SOP. You will have really good finalized versions of LORs, which you can send as, pseudo initial versions of LORs to your recommenders. And you will also have a killer portfolio website. So that is all about the phase 2 part of the bundles, which is perfecting your application.